global economies buckled under sudden extreme pressure. The 1973 oil crisis completely reshaped global economics forever, initiating a financial earthquake that sent shockwaves across continents. In early October 1973, a formidable coalition of Arab nations declared an oil embargo targeting countries that supported Israel during the Yom Kippur War. Key targets prominently included the United States, the Netherlands, Canada, Japan, and the United Kingdom, among many others facing direct economic retaliation for their political stances. Before this drastic and unprecedented move, crude oil traded at roughly $3 a barrel, a price stable for nearly 20 years. But by March 1974, it skyrocketed to nearly $12 a barrel, marking an unprecedented 400% surge in just 5 short months, from October to March. This sudden fourfold price hike led to widespread panic and immediate devastating repercussions for everyday citizens globally. Gasoline shortages became an alarming everyday reality, with motorists waiting in extremely long lines, sometimes for several hours, often limited to purchasing a few gallons at a time. Many nations implemented strict rationing systems, like odd-even days for purchasing essential fuel to manage the severe scarcity. The economic impact was incredibly severe, plunging several industrialized nations into deep recession. The United States experienced a significant economic downturn, with its gross domestic product declining by over 6% in some quarters, and unemployment rates soaring dramatically to 9% by 1975. Inflation became rampant, eating away at the purchasing power for millions of families across the globe. This period fundamentally altered global financial structures, giving rise to the petrodollar system, where oil sales were largely denominated in US dollars, solidifying the dollar's international reserve currency status. Wealth transferred dramatically by hundreds of billions of dollars from oil-importing nations to oil-exporting nations, particularly those within the Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries, creating powerful new centers of financial and political power. These oil-rich nations accumulated new wealth, transforming their economies and expanding their influence on the world stage. Governments worldwide responded by enacting new policies encouraging stringent energy conservation, such as national speed limits set at 55 miles per hour, and promoting intensive research into alternative energy sources. The automotive industry underwent a radical transformation, shifting production towards smaller, more fuel-efficient vehicles. This crisis demonstrated the immense power of resource control and the intricate interconnectedness of global politics and economics, leaving an indelible mark on energy policies and international relations for decades to come, shaping geopolitical landscapes and economic strategies. The crisis lasted approximately 5 months, but its long-term effects are still clearly felt in global markets today. 400% price hikes destabilized global commerce. The 1973 oil crisis erupted violently, reshaping world economics for decades. An unforeseen economic weapon deployed after the Yom Kippur War, when Arab oil nations declared embargo, targeting United States, Netherlands, Canada, Japan, United Kingdom. Before this decision, crude oil traded at $3 for 20 years. The embargo ignited financial firestorm, driving prices to $12 a barrel. This 400% surge occurred in 5 months, October 1973 to March 1974. Global shockwaves impacted citizens immensely. Gasoline shortages became everyday reality, forcing motorists to wait in long lines for hours to purchase few gallons of fuel. Governments implemented strict rationing systems like odd-even days, managing severe energy scarcity. This scarcity plunged industrialized nations into a deep recession. The United States faced an economic downturn. Gross domestic product shrank over 6%. Unemployment rates soared, reaching 9% by 1975, affecting millions. Inflation became rampant, eroding purchasing power globally. This period altered global financial structures, giving rise to the petrodollar system. Oil sales, denominated in United States dollars, solidified dollars' international reserve currency status. A colossal wealth transfer occurred, hundreds of billions of dollars from oil importing nations to oil exporting nations, notably the Organization of Arab Petroleum Exporting Countries. This created powerful new centers of financial political power. Rich oil nations accumulated wealth, transforming economies, expanding influence. Governments reacted, enacting new policies encouraging energy conservation. Measures included national speed limits set at 55 miles per hour, promoting research into alternative energy sources. Automotive industry underwent radical transformation, shifting production towards smaller, fuel-efficient vehicles. This crisis demonstrated power of resource control and interconnectedness of global politics, economics. It left an indelible mark on energy policies, international relations for decades, shaping geopolitics, economics. The original crisis lasted 5 months, but its profound long-term effects are still felt in global markets today, over 50 years later. A silent financial earthquake shifted global wealth. The petrodollar system emerged directly from the 1973 oil crisis, establishing an unprecedented mechanism for global oil sales. This critical arrangement mandated that all international oil transactions be conducted exclusively in United States dollars. A pivotal deal struck between the United States and Saudi Arabia cemented this change. Saudi Arabia, a major oil exporter, agreed to price its crude oil in dollars and, crucially, to reinvest a significant portion of its accumulating dollar surpluses back into the American economy, primarily through United States Treasury bonds and financial institutions. This petrodollar recycling effectively created a massive demand for dollars, globally reinforcing its status as the world's primary reserve currency. The arrangement gave the United States unparalleled financial influence and economic stability, despite facing its own severe recession during the crisis. For every barrel of oil sold worldwide, nations first had to acquire United States dollars, strengthening the dollar's value and making it indispensable for global trade. This wealth transfer was colossal, with hundreds of billions of dollars annually flowing into oil-producing countries, transforming their economies. Saudi Arabia, for instance, saw its gross domestic product surge by over 400% in the decade following 1973. A truly remarkable transformation. Other organizations of the petroleum exporting countries' member states experienced similar economic booms, accumulating vast reserves. These nations gained immense financial power, allowing them to invest in infrastructure development, diversification projects, and international ventures previously unimaginable. The United States benefited from a continuous stream of capital flowing back into its financial markets, helping to finance its deficits and maintain lower interest rates. This symbiotic relationship solidified the United States' geopolitical position and extended its economic reach far beyond its borders. Over the next 2 decades, estimated petrodollar flows amounted to several $1 trillion globally, shaping the financial landscape for generations. The system also made oil-importing nations more reliant on the United States dollar, creating a network of economic interdependencies. This profound shift initiated a new era of global finance, where energy and currency became inextricably linked, dictating international economic and political dynamics for more than 5 decades, and continuing to shape global markets today. It fundamentally redefined how wealth and power operate on a planetary scale, demonstrating the lasting impact of strategic financial agreements.